I'm Chris Bush, and I like telling jokes, and I like laughing at jokes, especially my own jokes. So, but the cool thing about laughing is that different people have a lot of different laughs. Some of my favorite are like the machine gun laugh. You ever hear those people? They're like, it's like, whoa, man, cease fire. Easy there. And then you got the vacuum cleaner laugh, which sounds like a vacuum that's like on his last leg, you know, you got the... And it kind of like dies out at the end because they're like trying to catch their breath kind of thing. Then you got like the people who are suffocating. This is what my mom does. Like, I don't know if she's hyperventilating or something. It's like, I'm like, Mom, you okay? But now I'm used to it, so I'm just like, whoa. Anyway, there's a girl back home. I'm from New Jersey, so we're all kind of weird back there. And there's this girl, we call it the pterodactyl laugh, because we have no other way to describe this thing. It's like, it sounds out of this world, like prehistoric. It goes, ah! It's like, jeez. You're wondering if one of those things are coming to swoop down and get you. I don't know. And there's this one, my friend Greg Church, he does it sometimes. We call it, we just named it the hit and run. It's kind of like when you say something and it's funny at first, but then you're like, well, it's not really that funny. It's kind of just the ha! It's kind of one thing, you leave it at that before you go on. So anyway, the other day I was walking through a cornfield and it was actually pretty eerie. I felt like I was being stalked. Yeah, sorry, that was really corny. So my favorite kind of people are people with no arms and no legs. And so I got a couple buddies with no arms and no legs. My one friend, Skip, he likes to water ski. That's why we call him Skip. My other buddy, he likes playing in leaves, so we call him Russell. Yeah, and then there's one guy, he likes sitting on my wall, so we call him Art. So, yeah. My favorite guy, I really don't know him, not really friends with him, but he likes hanging out in the ditch on the side of the road. We call him Phil. So he's right over there. My favorite guy, he's always pretty hot. We call him Frank because he's always on the grill. Yeah. Yeah, I laughed. So anyway, I was talking to my buddy Greg the other day, and we like talking about the Bible, you know, Christian thought or biblical religious studies. And so we were talking, and Greg likes playing basketball. So I was like, Greg, who's the best basketball player in the Bible? And he's like, well, I'd have to say John the Baptist because he was always dunking. And then I was like, well, who's the greatest financer in the Bible, you know? Does the Bible say anything about financing? And he's like, well, yeah, that's got to be Noah, you know? He was floating his stock while everyone else was in liquidation. And then I was like, well, are there any female finance people in the Bible? And he's like, well, Pharaoh's daughter. She went down to the bank of the Nile and drew out a little profit. So this got me interested. I was like, how much does this guy know, man? He's pretty funny. So then I asked him, you know, like, did Adam like ever go on a date with Eve? You know, like, or was they just, you know, ever go on a date? You know, not that they had restaurants back then, but and he was like, well, obviously they never had a date because they had an apple together. And then, you know, I asked him, hey, what was Lot's last words to his wife? You know, like, that's the guy whose wife turned to a pillar of salt. You know, what were his last words? You know, was it run or? And he's like, well, his last words was like, hey, honey, is someone following us? And she looked back and that was the end of her. So anyway, I kept asking him questions, and I was like, you know, why, Noah was on the ark for quite a while. Why didn't his wife and sons play, you know, cards or anything? And he was like, well, Noah was sitting on the deck the whole time. So yeah, and then, you know, I was like, well, what excuse did Adam give his children that they were no longer living in Eden? You know, obviously, like, hey, why aren't we living in there anymore? It's kind of nicer in there. And Adam said, well, sorry guys, your mother ate us out of house and home. All right, we only got a few more Bible jokes. This is tight. So I was like, well, what kind of lights did Noah use on the ark? It probably got dark at night, you know. What'd they do at night? And he was like, well, they obviously used floodlights. And my favorite is, I asked him, you know, what was the name of Job's horse? And he said, well, it's Isme, because he says, woe is me. Yeah. So yeah, those are some Bible jokes for you. So I heard about this restaurant that was really busy during the holiday season, and so it was packed out. So they were setting up new tables, trying to fit everyone in. Eventually, they ran out of plates, and so the waiter's like, well, I don't know what to do. So he goes out to his car out back, and he takes the chrome hubcaps off of his car, and he serves the family their food on these chrome hubcaps. And the father of the family is like, what the heck are you doing, man? I don't want food on hubcaps. And he's like, well, sir, you know what? There's no plates like chrome for the holiday. So, have any of you guys heard about the 3 holes in the ground?
No.
Well, well, well. All right, thanks a lot, guys.